Pisces, what's going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day, happy weekend, whenever you're coming in to watch this. We're wrapping up Gemini season. We had a full moon in Sagittarius. Things have been a little intense this week, but it's kind of like silver lining tense, right? Like these are things that are coming to our attention so we can take care of them, so we can kind of nurture, support, change that needs to happen. Some of this stuff like we're expecting, we kind of know, but some of it not so much, right? Some of it is really just kind of amplifying people's situations that we had put trust, hope in, etc. And it's just like not panning out that way. It's not good, bad, right, or wrong, even though every fiber in our being wants to label it as such. It's about finding creative solutions to the problem, i.e. Uranus in Taurus, working with what we have, working with the pieces in front of us. And I really feel like when we're in this space of trying to level up, etc., that's the name of the game, right? Like we have to be able to say like, okay, as much as I want this thing, I have to know how to take care of what I already have present in my mind or in my environment, right? Like managing money if you want more abundance, managing time if you want it more valuable with the people, situations that you're spending it with, right? Actually like allowing good people into your life that seem to connect with those same morals, same values. We spend so much of our energy kind of just filling in our schedule, the to-dos, the things that we feel like we should do versus what we actually want to do. And I feel like a lot of the change that's happening, Pluto's in retrograde, it just moved into Aquarius, is really encouraging us to like expand beyond those things. That's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles, limitations that might be coming your way. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well for the reading, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, Pisces. Be open to receive. It's a really good way to, just personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you would like me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just interested in more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When you are aligned, when you're grounded in yourself, when you know who you are and what you want, it makes manifestation, happiness, abundance that much easier, right? And we all deserve to have a happy and fulfilled life, 100%. And I would love to support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up, Pisces. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand these messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. Amen. All right, Pisces, I feel like you're really drawn to something this week. I'm like hearing like you're really drawn to something and you're also excited about it. Like this is something that is, like I said, it's piquing your interest. It feels new. It feels fresh. And it feels like there's a lot of potential behind it. Like your energy is feeling hopeful. Okay, but at the same time, I'm also picking up this insecurity. Like it's almost like the more you research or the more you like connect with someone, or the more you kind of encourage this thing that you really want, the more it's like, oh shit, like is this actually going to happen? Or do I actually have the like all the pieces to make it happen, right? Like am I going to be accepted? I feel like you're feeling like not good enough for someone, maybe putting them up on a pedestal a little bit too much. Remember, like we're all humans. We all have our shit, and not that I'm saying like you have to air your dirty laundry or whatever, right? But this is that part of you that's like pushing down your own desires, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess like desire comes with a lot of things attached. We're seeing the snake depicted in this picture. So I'm hearing it as like, we can have these desires and then whether it's our subconscious mind or patternings, things that people have told us from the past, etc. It like infiltrates and it checks us, right? Well, you think you really can do that? Are you sure about that? Do you want to connect with that person? Do you really think they're going to like you? Or whatever the mantra becomes. That kind of almost disconnects us or makes us question ourselves. I think you've had to make some really smart choices, some really wise and profound choices, but I'm not really quite sure that they're paying off quite yet. It kind of looks like you're still being triggered by whatever these choices were. Whether it's people checking you up, like people not agreeing with whatever you did, or like it feels like a little bit of backlash, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think this backlash is specifically to communicate like you did something wrong. I feel like a lot of this backlash is more of that test energy that we're seeing in the very beginning, where there's parts of you that you might be blocking yourself from your quote unquote true potential, right? What you can actually obtain and achieve. And it's hard when we're having people, situations trigger us or check us or say like, again, like putting doubt, fear in our minds. That's like very limited thinking. And this is about not taking it personally. I think that's an overarching theme. These are people that it's like your community, right? Like whomever, whether this is family, these are people that you rely on, you trust. Maybe you have a little bit of beef with someone right now, that you do consider family or like family. And it's making you feel confused about your own shit, whether this was a difference of opinion or a difference of perspective. It looks like you're not seeing eye to eye with someone, even though you kind of know whatever the truth is, right? This is when someone's like trying to say something, but they really feel something else inside of them. And you can totally pick up on that. But your fear, your anxiety is letting you believe that whatever they had said or whatever they're kind of checking you up on or making you feel small about is actually true. And it's not true. Honestly, it's something that like maybe they've done for a long time and you didn't even realize. Like it's someone, I don't know if they're intentionally provoking you or that's just kind of like how your personalities clash a little bit. But it pisses you off. It pisses you off because it's them questioning you and then it's you questioning you. And it looks like on some level you've been, I don't know, like, well, okay, so something is changing, right? Like both parties, both situations are offering new beginnings. Let's be a little bit more grounded in our approach. Let's set these goals X, Y, and Z. And you're on board, but they're not as serious. They're not as serious as you. Maybe some of the things that they've said is just to get you to stick around because they don't want you looking outside of the connection, the bond that you guys have. I'm picking up a jealous energy. This is someone who's like starting fights to start fights, as much as they're trying to show you like, okay, let's start fresh. And, on some level, maybe they are being practical in their approach. Like they are giving you, but And you are to them, but I think your heart's in this a little bit more than theirs is. And I think you guys want different things. There's 2 different ideas, 2 different pages. It's part of what is creating the tension and chaos. I do think there is a little bit of deliberate fighting on their end, or like they're just, again, trying, like that's what I keep hearing, like they're just trying to check you. It's just someone who's trying to act like they know more than you about a certain situation, person. And as much as like maybe there's some merit to what they're saying, it's not all true. It's not all true. And it's kind of like this vibe of like, I do feel, or it looks like, I should say, it looks like they are overstepping. They're overstepping because they kind of know that what they're saying is coming out of their own shit. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you or your experience or however things are moving forward. Ugh. Okay, what's this devil about? Yeah, 100%, because it's someone who's trying to keep you down, you know, to keep you confined. And I think that this is a really big trigger for you. This is a really big trigger for you. Because it looks like either you have big plans or, you know, like even if you're just trying to upgrade, even if you're just trying to do something good for yourself, there's always this person, this tape in the back of your mind that's checking you up and really making you question yourself. I think that you kind of are listening to your heart. I think your heart ultimately is winning out of this dynamic of this situation. Let's see a little bit more on this person's intention towards you, Pisces. Because I'm not sure. I don't necessarily get ill will, but I feel like you're dealing with someone who just like doesn't have experience or is so used to things going wrong that they're just projecting that wrongness onto you. Yeah. Like if you do X, Y, and Z, then you will be happy, which yeah, maybe the formula works 9 times out of 10, but this is that one time that it's actually working in your favor if you do it a little bit differently. But this person is all about like following the rules. So whatever that means, like, again, it's one of those things where, yes, maybe what they're saying makes sense on some practical level, but I don't know. I feel like your instincts, your intuition are telling you something different. And it's actually something that is a little bit more empowering. It's a little bit more expansive. It's a little more exciting. But these are places that you've been taught to discount yourself, not trust yourself, put yourself down. Right now, Neptune is in Aries. And so the lesson in that is to like, actually believe what we're sensing into, what we're feeling, not our projection, which this person's situation you're dealing with is totally doing that. There's a lot of projection, either of their own shit or stuff that's happened in the past. 100%, like something that can look and be so enticing, but then incredibly toxic as well. And often, like, I see this Datura flower in many decks, and often the message is like, it can be medicine, right? And medicine can always help or harm depending on the quantities that we take in. So maybe this is something that you just test it out a little bit, see if it works, see if it resonates, see if it feels right. It doesn't mean you have to like dive in hook, line, and sinker all your eggs in one basket, because it looks like you're keeping your antennae up. That's what I'm hearing. You're watching, you're doing your due diligence. You're almost like looking for inconsistencies. So what this person is specifically challenging you to do, or like what they're trying to claim this other situation person is like, it's like, no, I'm actually watching it. I'm making sure I'm keeping tabs on it, that it's not necessarily this horrid thing, right? That maybe my intuition is pushing me towards this. Maybe this is something that like, you know, can actually be really good. And maybe I want to find out about that, right? Like, people who love us, who surround us, they have the best intentions, but sometimes we do have to recognize when that is their own shit, their own projections. No shade to anybody, right? Yeah, but it's someone who is just a little bit more on the defensive, who's a little bit more prickly, who has kind of like had the short end of the stick, and so they've created these defenses to do so. But Spirit's really saying to trust your intuition, keep your antennas up, keep watch, like don't let anybody have free reign. You know, but I think you're smarter. Your instincts are more on point than what you're giving credit for. And I feel like some of these desires are coming up so that you can actually take steps towards them and claim them and not fall into this limitation or this belief like you don't deserve any more, Pisces, because it's not true. All right. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear or just say, hey, share, and a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.